The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice, got you there, that Darryl has vacated, and we have got, as promised, two local legends. I think we're going to call you local legends now because we've been covering them all season. Witney Town Football Club have just clinched the Oxfordshire Senior League Division 2 title, and that is in their first season back after reforming in the summer through Paul Foster's hard work. We've seen Ben Reardon before, the Witney manager. I've also invited in Ryan Oliver, the Witney captain, this evening to talk about a monumental season. And it's just been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? So, Ben, we'll come to you first. We spoke to you a couple of times this season, right at the start of the season, with your sort of aspirations for the season ahead. It couldn't have really gone any better, could it? It's been a fantastic year.
Yeah, I mean, we're absolutely delighted on and off the pitch of how it's gone this season. I think when I first came in, the main aim was to obviously build a strong squad to get back playing again, play some decent football to get encouraging like the local community to come along, watch. But yeah, I mean, for me, winning the league was a dream come true. It was something that we didn't expect that we would be able to accomplish. But as the season went on, I thought that we got stronger and stronger, and the dream certainly became a reality. And yeah, like I said, we're absolutely delighted with how it's gone.
Absolutely, and last night was the pinnacle moment, if you like, an away game in the darker over at Cassington, East Oxford, who gave you a very good game. It was a 4-3, wasn't it? You went 4-1 up and they fought back, and they gave you a couple of good games earlier in the season. So I guess the fact that you clinched it with a game to go, it means that you can go into Saturday's last home game now against Chinner at the Witney ATP, the Witney Green Stadium, and it's going to be a day of celebration, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's funny really because I looked at the league table earlier at Christmas, and it was around about, I think it was like a couple of weeks after I came in, and we were top joint with Oakley, but they had 2 games in hand. So coming from then to now, winning the league with a game to spare, that's a big ask.
Absolutely.
And
yeah,
I just can't believe you've done it really. All credit to the lads, like absolutely superb this season. And as you can see,
we're looking at some goals from that game last night. There were some stunners, weren't there? And unfortunately, we didn't capture the first goal, which was probably the best of the lot.
Worst,
from
wasn't it, Ryan?
Yeah.
Cheers,
so,
Smithy.
Ryan Oliver, the captain, doesn't do tap-ins, and he drove one in from about 20 yards. I think he's going to have his own goal of the season competition this year. But what I noticed last night, I haven't had a chance to see too many games with my other commitments, but the support last night, it was a cold night, wasn't it? It was dark, it was a bit dank and a bit miserable, but the support was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? The atmosphere there at Cassington. I spoke to somebody who was in the Red Lion before the game, and the landlady there said, "What's going on? Why is there so many people from Witney?" And then they said, "Well, there's a big game going on." They had no idea, but the crowd was fantastic, wasn't it?
I think all season the support's been amazing. Not just only at home games, but away. Like we spoke earlier as well, that we went to Hanwell away the other week, and I think there was about 60, 70 Witney Town supporters there.
Yeah.
You know, to come all that way, it was incredible, really.
I was speaking in the pub last night, and one of the guys that I was speaking to said he's missed 2 games all season. You know, so it means a lot to them.
Absolutely.
And we massively appreciate all the support that we've had throughout the season.
Yeah, and Ryan, we'll come to you now because obviously you've led the side on the pitch. I'm not going to mention youth and experience because I've been told not to, but you must be really proud to have led that team, the first Witney Town team to be back in senior football, and after a defeat on the opening day to Oakley, where Ben mentioned a couple of times, it was a bit of a wake-up call, if you like, but you never look back. And the side, it's easy to say this now you've won the league, but the team is a really talented team, isn't it?
We've got a very talented team, yeah. I think we have got a mixture of youth and senior. I think we've got 6 or 7 lads who were 16, now 17. So yeah, a real mixture. And I think throughout the season we've had, you know, the likes of Jack Robinson, Drew Boyd, Zach Edel. You know, they've joined at the right time, and they've really helped the team out, massively. So. Yeah, the team's fantastic, and really look forward to next season.
I was going to talk about your goals that you've scored this year. I mentioned it was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but we do have a goal of the season competition, and it's fair to say you don't really do tap-ins, do you? The goals you scored this year, they've pretty much all been spectacular.
The tap-ins are for Jack Moran. I've contributed, I think it's 11 or 12 goals, so I'm quite happy with that. I think next season I'd like to contribute a few more. yeah, very happy with some of the goals we scored this season.
Absolutely, and those that are watching, keep an eye on our goal of the season competition, which we'll be running in the next couple of weeks. We'll have a poll like we did last year. Last year, the poll was really well supported, and we'll do the same this year. And I don't expect there'll be at least 2 or 3 from Ryan Oliver, to be honest with you. Ben, the season's not over, is it? We've got Chinner coming up on Saturday at the Witney Community Stadium, the ATP. You tend to pack that place out anyway. Normally, as many people that can squeeze in there tend to come in there, but it's now going to be a day of celebration where the trophy's going to be presented to you as well. So your message to anybody that's thinking of going down, obviously get there early because it's going to be difficult, but what's your message to those supporters?
Message to the supporters is, we'd love to have everyone there, because I was just thinking earlier, actually, like, in the whole time I've been in football, I have won championships, but I don't think I've ever won the championship and then been able to lift the trophy at home on the last game of the season. Like, what a fantastic way to do that, especially in our first season. So
yeah,
we won't take our foot off the gas. We want to keep the momentum going. We've got a big game on Tuesday, so I hope that our football will be of a spectacle for people to come and enjoy it. So we will be trying to put a good performance on for those. It won't just be that we can have a bit of a chill game, so to speak. That definitely won't be the occasion. So no. It'd be lovely to have as many people down as possible, and get behind the lads, because we need it.
A few people mentioned yesterday maybe considering resting a couple for the cup final, but I guess you want to finish the season as well as you started it, really, and just get that final win against what will be a tough side, Chinner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a true believer of that, to be honest with you. I mean, there are certain players that will be getting minutes because they're coming back from injury, so we do need to look at that. But ultimately, I want to keep the train going. I want to keep the momentum going, so we will be playing a strong side. Ryan,
coming back to you. So we've mentioned Ben as the first Witney Town manager under the new era, as we see some more highlights from Hanwell. For you as the first captain in the new era, what's that going to feel like for you on Saturday, lifting that trophy? Because that's something that many captains of many teams never get an opportunity to do at any level.
It's actually the first time I've ever been a captain of a football team, and I've relished it, to be honest. I've loved it. It has been tough this season. I knew 3 or 4 of the lads before the season. There would have been people coming to the changing room that didn't know anyone. So trying to facilitate that and trying to get everyone to work and gel as a team has been challenging at times, but I mean, it's clicked, and obviously the results speak for themselves. So on Saturday it'll be a great achievement, but definitely eyes on Tuesday as well.
Absolutely.
The season's not over.
Yeah, and I guess you probably never thought in a million years that you'd end up captaining an Oxford United legend, Chrissy Allen, who's in his 50s but rolls back the clock. I saw yesterday, he was a little bit slower than perhaps he was 20 years ago, but he's still got a lot of talent, hasn't he? The likes of him, Andy Gunn, they're just great to have in the change room. Obviously with that experience, and they're always helping the younger lads, which is obviously welcomed massively. So it's great to have them. Brilliant. Ben, looking ahead then, so we've talked about the Chinner game, and then there's the small matter, isn't there, of a massive game on Tuesday against a side from a couple of divisions higher, Oxfordshire Charity Cup final. I suppose you go into that as big underdogs because Yarnton have had a really good season, so you can go there on a big pitch, decent surface, and just play your football and see where that takes you. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, our home pitch is great because it's 4G, but it's very small. So it does get on top of you, doesn't it? You do feel like you're getting strangled. It is hard to play out from, so bigger pitches do suit us. But with that, I've asked the players all season to play for me, to play for the coaches, to play for the club, to play for the supporters, and they've done so, and we've and we've got the rewards for it. But I feel now that this cup final is all about them. Just to go and enjoy the occasion, play for yourselves. And I'm a true believer that with this group of players, that they're special. And if they give their best version of themselves, there is no doubt that I don't think that we can win that.
Absolutely, and I hear a little rumour on the grapevine that Paul Foster's even considering possibly getting a supporters coach to go to Tame. I can confirm the Tame pitch is massive. I used to referee, as you probably know what you do. I'm pretty useless, and it's huge. So I think it will really suit your style of play.
Yeah, certainly.
Ryan, looking ahead then, so whatever happens on Tuesday, whatever happens on Saturday, it's been a great first season. You're going to go into Division 1 next season now, step 9. So I put a little tweet out earlier about Dorking Wanderers, who went bust about 20 years ago, started at the bottom, and they've gone all the way through the leagues. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but it's kind of a similar story hopefully could start to develop here, isn't there? That a club that was one of the best non-league clubs in Oxfordshire could potentially go back through the leagues, but you're going to stay humble.
I think that's definitely the right thing, staying humble. I think we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I think I don't know if we've overachieved this season, but we've definitely, to do what we've done this season is, I think we're very proud. Look, next season's going to be tough, I think, but we're going to have a pre-season where we all know each other, and I think these sort of foundations have been laid now by Ben, Steve and Ash, and everyone sort of understands what they sort of want from us in terms of the training, in terms of tactics and stuff like that. So in terms of preparation in the next season, the standard's probably going to be a bit more difficult, but in terms of preparation, it's going to be probably better. So
yeah, no, definitely. And I'm glad you mentioned Ashley and Steve, because they've been instrumental as well this season. It's not just about yourself and the skipper and the players. Steve Potts has been outstanding. Ashley Edwards is a great coach, and it's the whole sort of club, isn't it? The whole club's been working together for this fantastic achievement.
Yeah, I mean, the dynamics work really well. I've known those two for a long time. We went to school together. Potsy's got a great background in football. He's been there since school. He's got a wealth of experience. He puts on some fantastic sessions. The technical aspect of his game is brilliant, isn't it? The way he brings on players. A lot of his are possession-based drills, but he really works on the technical side of things. He loves it. Ash is more goalkeeper coach, but he'll jump in and he'll boss
play
it
occasionally.
Yeah, player coach. Yeah, does it all. Ash, to be fair, he's fantastic to have around the dressing room. And then you got myself that I like to be a coach and a manager. I love the technical and the tactical aspect of everything, helping players develop. That's the coaching part that I enjoy, as well as setting rules and regulations in the management side and making sure that it's adhered to. So, I think it works really well. Ryan might say differently, I don't know, but I've certainly enjoyed working with them and spending all my time at football with them. It's been
absolutely, and you've chipped in with a couple of goals and a couple of sort of tap. You do tapping.
I might get on goals this season.
You do tapping.
I might get on them myself.
Just finally, he's a bit of an unsung hero. He doesn't like necessarily being the centre of attention at all, because he just sort of likes to blend into the background, but the importance of Paul Foster and Stuart Foster particularly, but the importance of those two, because it was them that had that dream, wasn't it, to relaunch the club, and they've turned that into reality.
Yeah, of course. I can only speak on my relationship with him, really, and Paul Foster has been absolutely instrumental from the minute go. To put his faith in me to be the first manager of this new look Witney town side was something, and he's never ever put any pressure on me. He's always helped me, he's guided me, he's constantly on the phone if I need him. You wouldn't want for any more out of a chairman. And, we all mentioned Paul Foster, but all of the directors, Paul, Stuart, Tanya, Mark and Dan, they've been absolutely instrumental, all of them. So, 100%. I can't thank them enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and also the support of the local authority, the council. I know it's we're in the pre-election period, so we can't say too much, but they've been instrumental as well, because they've been really supportive, haven't they? The Mayor, Owen Collins, constantly tweeting about things and questioning whether Paul Foster spelt Championi correct on Twitter today, but it's just been a whole community thing, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Ben, we're really, really proud of you, and Ryan as well. Thank you very much for coming in. That last picture that maybe the director might put up again is a good picture to finish on, I think, with the champions, because it was just a joy to be there yesterday. It was a joy to watch the game. It was a difficult surface, good game of football, and hopefully there we go. That's the defining image of the season, isn't it? The champions of the Senior League, and I just guess that it's onwards and upwards now. Hopefully there won't be a second season bounce. Sometimes teams maybe know a little bit more about you in the second season. It's obviously a step up, but thanks very much for both of you for coming in. That is the Witney town manager and captain talking about what's been a brilliant season. 2 games to go. Chinner reserves on Saturday up at the Witney Community Stadium, the ATP. Get there early if you want to go and see the trophy being presented, because it will be packed out. And then next Tuesday at Tame United's ASM Stadium, and that will be the Oxfordshire Charity Cup final against Yarnton, who have had a really good season in the Premier Division. And who knows, perhaps Witney will be celebrating a double, and that'll be a pretty decent first season. Thanks both for coming in. We're going to now move on.